So what's the skinny with Subnautica? Let's take a quick look. Subnautica is a first-person, ocean exploration kind of survival game set in a sci-fi alien world. Currently out on Steam's Early Access, it's a virtual castaway simulator, but instead of being stranded on a deserted island, you're marooned in a closet-sized life pod that was ejected from a burning spaceship. A lot of mystery is floating around on the surface of Subnautica. It fits the theme of being stranded in oceanic waters. You're lost from the start, and survival will depend on your ability to acquire that information on your own. Upon first popping out of the life pod, you're treated to, quite honestly, a very breathtaking glimpse of the deep blue sea, with the sun high up in the sky baking the shimmering waters below. Subnautica captures isolation. It's so quiet. You can hear the birds circling above you and the water rustling against the life pod below your feet. And that's about it. Below the surface, it's wild and teeming with life. It's very unearthly down there. Strange creatures darting to and fro, massive schools of unknown fish, alien plants growing from seafloor right up to the tippy top of the surface. Some of it is quite dangerous too. It's time to dive in and see what it's all about. It's about sustainability. If you take care of yourself, your resources will grow. If you don't, then you'll find yourself frantically swimming around in times of need. It's about the process of survival, and exercise and good preparation. Like any good survival game, failing to look after yourself leads to panic in moments that you realize your life depends on food, water, or worse, oxygen. It hits you fast and can make you feel like taking more risks than necessary in lieu of that need. Especially when the sun goes down. At night, the waters teem with creepier things. You feel more exposed and vulnerable, as you should. Night Ops and Subnautica feel eerie and quite chilling. The game gives you the components for each item you'll need to make on your journey, but it's not that easy. It asks you to decide what to prioritize. You can't have everything. Inventory space and oxygen are limited, and food, water, and radiation levels need to be properly maintained. Survival isn't easy, and Subnautica holds you to traditional survival standards. If you want to eat, you gotta catch that fish, and you gotta cook it. If you want water, there's a recipe for that too. Your home for much of the early game is the safe shallows, a low-depth area sheltering non-aggressive creatures, and an underwater garden for most ingredients and resources that you're gonna need. Quickly collecting food, metal scraps, and other random components, and you'll be able to cook up a nice roast fish, slip on some fins for increased vertical movement, and strap on an oxygen tank to make your life a little easier. The atmosphere of Subnautica is the strongest asset in the game. The beauty of the maritime aesthetics, from the silky smooth waterfront to the radiating orange sun off in the distance. It's quite captivating, and good lord, does it look good. It gives a feeling of great isolation. Unfortunately, this doesn't translate in caricature. Although it's still early access, I was hoping for a bit more from the character, a bit more fear, some sense of dread. I mean, this guy is marooned in the middle of fucking nowhere, seemingly happy as hell to just kick it and grill up some sea bass and put his feet up. Hell, I would be terrified if I was this guy. But this guy doesn't even seem to care. The crash site is looming in the distance, the chapter in the story that you want to read. I tried booking it there from the get-go, as I thought I'd be able to find maybe a life raft to head to land with, but I quickly found out that swimming that distance without a radiation suit or water was a pretty stupid idea. That's where construction and resource gathering come in. Crafted pipes allow you to extend the range of your network by giving you portable and sustainable breathing tubes. Each time you pop one on, it's like you're continuing your story and your mark on the world. It's a great idea and exciting to look up from the ocean bed to see your makeshift network of survival growing right before you. In the shallows, you're a scavenger and a builder. Construction is easy and self-intuitive, and the pieces fit together like Legos. And building a small home feels good. Sheltering yourself from the intense verticality of the deep ocean with an underwater home base gives you time to think about your next dive. But in the deep depths of the unknown, you're a cave diver, exploring the quiet spaces of the darkness. And it's quite a vulnerable space to be in. Silence is so effective in this game. Although a lot of it is just a big void, like an empty cathedral, there's still something charming and intoxicating about it. So where does it all lead? Where does the ocean take us? Strap on that O2 and get ready to do some exploring, and that's the Skinny with Subnautica.